All right, so the next exercise here is the glute bridge. The good thing about a glute bridge is that, for some individuals, it's an easy way to kind of teach how to hip hinge through the hips and not move so much through the lumbar spine. The problem is if there's a legitimate motor control problem of hinging too much in the lumbar spine and not hinging enough through the hips, this isn't really going to be a good exercise for them. Now, we can use this exercise as a pattern exercise, or we can use this exercise as almost like a facilitation exercise for the glutes. So it can go either way. The problem is that if you're going to use it for a glute facilitation exercise, it's best to place a band around the knee so it forces the hips to create a little bit more external rotation as you perform this movement. Now, if you're just performing it as a pattern exercise, it's not necessarily the best pattern exercise, but it could be right for the right person. Now, what I'm going to show you here is a really common, the first one is a good rep. So I get a good bridge. Then the first fault is tucking the pelvis. And so it's almost like a segmental roll up. So each spine segment, and I'm going to play that again. I want you to watch kind of the connection between my rib cage and my pelvis. It's kind of ropey. It's not stiff. I don't want that. What I want is this is the hips going up. If I cue an internal cue of, hey, I'm going to raise my hips up to the ceiling. What that does is that creates too much extension through the lumbar spine. You get a nice bridge, but most of that extension comes from the lumbar spine, and that can be problematic for some individuals if they're extension sensitive. Another internal cue that people will say is take the knees and drive the knees out in front of you. That isn't necessarily a good one either, because you'll get quite a bit of rectus femoris stiffness as I drive out there. I don't like that. Now, I'm going to take the heels and I'm going to try and drive the yoga mat through the concrete, and that creates the hip extension. So I have no tension in the quads, and I hinge down. When I have that external focus of driving the mat through the concrete, I have no tension in the quads. I have no extension, hyperextension through the lumbar spine. I actually feel my glutes more. And then to come down, I don't just plop down, I hinge down through the ground. Again, looking at pushing the ground away, and then I hinge through the hips there. Again, this will best be work. You can use this as a pattern exercise, so that could be quality. If you're not focusing so much of the aggressiveness of pushing the ground away. But I like to use this more as a facilitation exercise. So in terms of rep range, we're drifting pretty high rep range, anywhere upwards of 12 to 15 reps per set. But I like having that band around the knees if we're going to do that for the facilitation.